The evidence will show you that ex-President Trump was no innocent bystander. The evidence will show that he clearly incited the January 6th insurrection and overran this body and the House of Representatives with chaos. We will show you that he completely abdicated his duty as commander-in-chief to stop.
What a fucking douchebag with that stupid little fucking smirk, small guy syndrome, fucking big nose motherfucking. Yeah. He's got big hands though. Good God. I will give him that. He's got big hands. They match his nose.
The violence and protect the government and protect our officers and protect our people. He violated his oath of office to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, the government, and the people of the United States. The evidence will show you that he assembled, inflamed, and incited.
So what I'm trying to prove with this video is that, well, number one, I've been wrong about Donald Trump. I'm thinking I might. I'm starting to learn, some new things, and so, like, these are the plaintiffs. They're throwing articles of impeachment against Trump, but it's almost as if the defense, they're playing the defense on this. The Democrats are, and because Trump's lawyers, they handle things within like 3 hours. Like, there was enough evidence within that. They handled it like in less than like a quarter of the time, I believe, than the Democrats, made their case. So, anyways.
His followers to descend upon the Capitol to stop the steal, to block Vice President Pence and Congress from finalizing his opponent's election victory.
Shut up.
You're very special.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Distinguished members of the Senate, this is a day that will live in disgrace.
Notice how thick that book is? Their spelled book.
Race in American history. That is, unless you ask Donald Trump. Because this is what he tweeted before he went to bed that night at 6:01 p.m. Not consoling the nation, not reassuring everyone that the government was secure, not a single word that entire day condemning the violent insurrection. That's what he says. These are the things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so...
We don't want to hear you. Well, actually, you know what? We did.
Unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who have been badly and unfairly treated for so long. Go home with love and in peace. Remember this day forever. This was all perfectly natural and foreseeable to Donald Trump.
Oh, you fucking douchebag.
Of our force, a break.
This is the type of douchebag that will friggin' defend freaking O.J. Simpson. Well, I mean, lawyers, they're pretty much soulless anyways. And like it's just about winning and things. It's a psychopathic world.
And he shouted out, I got called an N-word 15 times today. And then he recorded, I sat down with one of my buddies.
He waves his finger around like it's a little magic wand. Fucking little warlock.
Another black guy, and tears just started streaming down my face. And I said, what the F, man? Is this America? That's the question before all of you in this trial. Is this America?
And you'll see that this violent attack.
And then this fucking caped crusader. Dumb-tard. Dumb-tard. Fucking, you just made it very evident that you're a blue Democratic witch. You show it, these are your spellings. These are your spellings. Let's listen to you, Madam Witch.
Was not planned in secret. The insurgents believed that they were doing the duty of their president.
I was named the insurgent when I was in basic training.
They were following his orders. And so they publicized it openly, loudly, proudly.
Oh yeah, gesture with your hands. Keep on, what your little magic wand. What abracadabra. And while you read your spellings. And that's why you are the one that really fucked yourself, because Trump should be acquitted. Acquitted. Remember that? Remember that, you dumb cunt?
President Trump was given every opportunity to tell his supporters, yes, if I lose, I will peacefully transfer power to the next president. Instead, he told his supporters the only way he could lose the election is if it was stolen. Make the same claim about their own election.
In Michigan, you'll recall that President Trump was attacking that state and its officials. He continued these attacks even after Michigan certified its votes.
Take a look at Michigan. Take a look at what they did with respect to counties. And then you get to Detroit, and it's like more votes than people. Dead people voting all over the place.
You know, I went almost every county in Michigan, almost every district. We should have won that state very easily. We have a similar type of governor, I think, but I'll let you know that in about a week.
He's literally telling them that there were more votes in Detroit than people.
You will see that in the months as the president made these statements, people listened. Armed supporters surrounded election officials' homes. The Secretary of State for Georgia got death threats. Officials warned the president that his rhetoric.
See, these are the lawyers speaking on behalf of the Democrats.
Was dangerous and it was going to result in deadly violence. And that's what makes this.
This is the defense. This is their defense. This is the Democrats' defense. We were actually the plaintiffs in this. It wasn't an impeachment against us. Like there was, like that. They pretty much made, dug their own coffins and stuff. This gets into a lot of legalese. Like this is a lot of magic. A lot of magic here. Witchcraft.
Different because when he saw firsthand the violence that his conduct was creating, he didn't stop it. He didn't condemn the violence. He incited it further.
No, he didn't.
And he got more specific. He didn't just tell them to fight like hell. He told them how, where, and when.
I'm sorry.
They were following his command to take back their country.
At 12:53, as the president's speech was playing on cell phone broadcasts, the outermost barricade of the northwest side of the Capitol was breached.
Is she crying? Is she crying? She looks like a frail old lady. Don't dye your freaking hair. Look at your freaking head. You look hunched over. You're freaking, no, act your fucking age.
And Capitol Police were forced back to the steps of the Capitol. And at 2:30, I heard that terrifying banging on House chamber doors. For the first time in more than 200 years, the seat of our government was ransacked on our watch. Someone.
She's wearing black on some like granite and stuff. Looks like she's got like these little peaks here. Maybe that's what I'm seeing. Like, is it really like, those are shoulders? But I mean, well, it's almost like, she actually has, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's like that. And then you got like, Anyways. Oh, hon.
Shouted up to us, duck, then lie down, then ready.
She was all emotional. All emotional. And then see? She's acting. She's acting. And like, just look. No, this is like that. Look how angry she is. Look, and she's concentrating. These are freaking witches. You know, and like trying to figure out who's got the emotional response. She's a master of fucking body language and stuff. And then freaking keys in, checking out who she can play. Fucking evil. Just look at her.
For gas masks. Shortly after, there was a terrifying banging on the chamber doors. I will never forget that sound. Shouts and panicked calls to my husband and to my sons.
Now, while this was going on, Officer Eugene Goodman responded to the initial breach. You all may have seen footage of Officer Goodman previously. In this security footage, you can see Officer Goodman running to respond to the initiationists.
All right, just pay attention to freaking the Democratic witch that's making herself very evident. I'm certain it's probably getting close to the warlock.
Watch breach the Capitol. In this video, we can
pay attention to her hands.
See the rioters surge toward Officer Goodman. Recall that the rioters are in red and Officer Goodman in this model is in blue. Watch Officer Goodman, who backs.
She's reading her script and her spell book as she's freaking casting her spells. Their gestures. Alright?
Up the stairs.
I mean, seriously, that looks a lot like Antifa shit. I don't know any of us that would, actually do any of that. And this is like why, especially on internet and things of that nature, don't belong to groups. Don't belong to groups. Because you're going to get fished.
Out of office. In the urgency to get President Trump out of office, House Democrats held the articles until he was no longer president, mooting their case. Hatred, animosity, division.
And see, this is, he's acting like a plaintiff. A lawyer for the plaintiff.
Political gain. And let's face it, for House Democrats, President Trump is the best enemy to attack.
I want to say this for Donald Trump, who I may well be voting to impeach.
Donald Trump has already done a number of things which legitimately raise the question of impeachment.
I don't respect this president, and I will fight every day until he is impeached.
That is grounds to start impeachment proceedings. Those are grounds to start impeachment. Those are grounds to start impeachment proceedings. Yes.
Trump's lawyers are proving treasonous behavior.
I think that's grounds to start impeachment proceedings.
I rise today, Mr. Speaker, to call for the impeachment of the President of the United States of America.
I continue to say, impeach him! Impeach 45! Impeach 45!
So we're calling
She created a little Twitter tag, right?
on the House to begin impeachment hearings immediately.
On the impeachment, Donald Trump, would you vote yes or no?
I would vote yes. I would vote to impeach.
Because we're gonna go in there, we're gonna impeach the mother.
But the fact is, I introduced articles of impeachment in July of 2017.
If we don't impeach this president, he will get reelected.
Conspiring the vote. I mean, like, that's conspiracy. That's to go against the law and order of our country. It's not a fair trial. And it's basically what this boils down to, is that people made their decisions before the articles were even presented. So there was no way in hell Trump could ever get a fair trial. Because they were already spelling him. They were using their magic, mainstream media, in order to infiltrate people's minds and corrupt them into backing their crap, like their spells. I mean, like, it's psychic energy. I'm telling you, people, it's fucked.
My oath requires me to be for impeachment, have an impeachment hearing. He needs the scarlet eye on his chest.
Representatives should begin impeachment proceedings against this president.
It is time to bring impeachment charges against him. Bring impeachment charges.
My personal view is that he richly deserves impeachment.
I'm here at an impeachment rally, and we are ready to impeach them! Well, we can impeach him every day of the week for anything he does.
I'm just, like, that's all I've been looking at, to be honest with you. The kind of impeachment manager video, friggin', like, Trump impeachment trial highlights. Oh, yeah, that people friggin' really got their fucking dicks wet on that, defend their impeachment strategy after acquittal. Here, I'm going to click on this one.
A day after the Senate acquitted former President Donald Trump in a historic second impeachment trial, leaders on both sides are speaking out. So is Mr. Trump's son, Eric, posting this on Twitter, 2-0.
Woo-wee! How's it feel to be a fucking winner?
CBS's Skylar Henry is at the White House for us tonight and has more. Skylar, good evening.
Hey, Jerika, good evening to you. Well, there's a new fissure in the Republican Party after former President Trump was acquitted again.
A new fissure in the Republican, like, so you start off with a negative, right? Is that really a negative? No.
And tonight, he remains a potent force, now and into the next political cycle.
He is hereby acquitted of the charge.
House impeachment managers are standing by their strategy after the Senate voted to acquit former President Donald Trump.
So I thought that I successfully demolished them at the trial, but, there's no reasoning with people who basically are, acting like members of a religious cult, and when they leave office should be selling flowers at Dulles Airport.
What if, see a little warlock, freaking, yeah, go to sleep, Junior. Go to sleep, Junior. You've got a yarmulke burn. Like, freaking, oh no, I'm anti-Semitic. Get the fuck out of here. I'm anti-you. Because you're talking about religious cult and everything. Well, look who you defend it, Junior. Look how you defend it. And I'm sorry, like, well, freaking a pope hat? Because, like, that's a Pisces, like, that's why it looks like a freaking fish mouth, with its profile. Is that what you got? I mean, I don't know your religion. I just know you freaking, maybe that's your freaking, what is it? The Shriners. Maybe you wear a Shriners hat and stuff. Maybe you got Shriners burn. Because you're the religious fanatic, Junior. You're the religious fanatic. And you can't even accept defeat. You can't accept your losses. You got freaking, narrow shoulders, you got big nose, and a big head, and big hands. You're not friggin' fucking monkey. Yeah, fuck you, monkey.
2/3 of the Senate was needed to convict the former president. 7 Republicans sided with...
We descended from monkeys. He's an unevolved Homo sapien primate, or whatever the fuck.
Democrats, including newly
PC fucking bitches.
re-elected Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy. He was immediately censured by the state's GOP for his guilty vote.
The Republican Party is more than just one person. The Republican Party is about ideas.
But other Republicans disagree, insisting Mr. Trump is vital for the party's success in next year's midterms.
My goal is to win in 2022, to stop the most radical agenda I've seen coming out of the Democratic presidency of Joe Biden. We can't do that without Donald Trump, so he's ready to hit the trail, and I'm ready to work with him.
Others are cutting ties. In a statement, President Biden said even those who...
Biden did not write those. Those sounds like Sasky, like the press secretary, right? Press secretary? This isn't what Biden said. This is what they're fucking feeding him. He's too busy fucking on Geritol.
Opposed the conviction like Senate Minority
Not Geritol, because I'm a Gericaholic.
Leader Mitch McConnell believed Donald Trump was guilty of a disgraceful dereliction of duty and practically and morally responsible for provoking the violence unleashed on the Capitol.
If President Trump were still in office, I would have carefully considered whether the House managers proved their specific charge.
But those words outraged House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She pointed out it was
Carefully considered whether the House managers proved their specific charge.
But
So that's here, let's
Minority Leader Mitch McConnell believed Donald Trump was guilty of a disgraceful dereliction of duty and practically and morally responsible for provoking the violence unleashed on the Capitol.
If President Trump were still in office, I would have carefully considered whether the House managers proved their specific charge.
But
so we can see how that will be brought up again.
those words outraged House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She pointed out it was McConnell who chose to delay the start of the trial until after January 20th.
It was a very disingenuous speech.
Mr. Trump may have cleared 2 impeachment trials, but he's still in legal jeopardy, including close scrutiny of his business practices in New York before he became president. Jerika?
Skylar Henry, thank you.
And let me just leave this on a good note. Sorry. You know what? Because I just want y'all to see. Some y'all need it. More senators with spines, not witnesses, impeachment leaders say. I just realized what that said. Okay, so we just see like freaking YouTube at its worst here, huh? Is there any way to bring YouTube back, or is this platform completely dead? What was I going to say? Trump wins. Oops. I actually meant to do this one first, because this is what I just looked at. Well, as if Trump won 2020 election. But you see, like they want it. Look at those timestamps. You know, here, let me pause this for pause this one of these videos.
What happened at the Capitol on January 6th is absolutely horrific. But what happened at the Capitol during this trial was not too far away from that. The prosecutors in this case doctored evidence. They did not investigate this case, and when they had to come to the court of the Senate to put their case on, because they hadn't done any investigation, they doctored evidence. It was absolutely shocking, I think, when we discovered it.
To be clear for our viewers, what you're talking about now is a check mark. That's a verification on Twitter that did not exist on that particular tweet. A 2020 that should have actually read 2021, and the selective editing, you say, of the tapes. Is that the doctored evidence of what you're speaking?
Wait, that's not enough for you?
I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel like you're freaking good for trolling, you stupid fucking cunt? How much dick did you suck to get in your position? And they're gonna cry wolf later on because, well, all of a sudden you're sucking the dick of a dictator. And now there's a Me Too movement. Oh. There's an echelon of things. You fucking cocksucking fucking... You're no better than a fucking porn star, you fucking whore.
I see you taking off your microphone now.
To the Republican Party, if you want to win and stop a socialist agenda, we need to work with President Trump. We can't do it without him. And to you, President Trump, you need to build the Republican Party stronger. I'm into winning. And if you want to get something off your chest, fine, but I'm into winning.
So I know that people are feeling a lot of angst and believe that maybe if we had this, the senators would have done what we wanted. But listen, we didn't need more witnesses. We needed more senators with spines.
Wait a second. So that's where it came from. Why? So she is a witch because, well, her spellings are going across the lands. I just proved that without even fucking trying. Oh, fuck. Yeah, fuck. Sorry.
File with the help of an expert, or let an expert file for you. Intuit TurboTax Live.
Wait, what time is it?
The yeas are 57. The nays are 43. 2/3 of the senators present not having voted guilty. The Senate judges that the respondent, Donald John Trump, former President of the United States, is not guilty as charged in the article of impeachment. Presiding officer directs judgment to be entered in accordance with the judgment of the Senate as follows. The Senate, having tried Donald John Trump, former President of the United States, upon one article of impeachment exhibited against him by the House of Representatives, and 2/3 of the senators present.
So, keep in mind, this is all backwards. And so, over 57% voted that they're guilty. And that's the Democrats. They voted that they're guilty of treason. We've got 43 law-abiding citizens within the government. See, like, we don't need freaking to have an oversized government. And notice just how freaking this is all like. What's the middle? A white man. Kill honky. He's KKK, right? No, that's not the case. But the thing is, like, there is no beef. We just have bread. Bread. We need some fucking, well, chicken, fried chicken. I mean, not yet. I mean, like, oh, fuck. pizza. You can't just have like crust. There's sauce. Oh, hold on a second. Let me make a pizza real quick. Okay, so we're gonna go with some. We're gonna go. We're making a fucking pizza, right? Actually, you know what? That's not good at all, is it? Because I think like pizza is more like this, right? I mean, we'll just because you gotta be like kind of golden or whatever else. So we're gonna make a fucking pizza, right? And it's like, well, how can we make a pizza with this? Because like, I don't know, like, we need some fucking sauce on it, motherfucker, right? Just some fucking sauce on there. Yeah, sometimes it gets up on the crust, and that's alright. Fucking, yeah, boom. And then fucking, and then you gotta put that cheese on there, right? And so, whoosh, boom. Again, that gets on the fucking crust too, right? And it's like, well, that's my pizza. Anyways, we don't need this crony fucking government, people. This government is a bunch of bullshit. We need to do better than this. And, yeah, Trump's still in power, or else this impeachment wouldn't be taking place. And the official results of the election are, like, things are not are official. Excuse me. And there's a lot of unbiased people working the case. I strongly do believe. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong. Love you all.